Shawnee Dyche's Forest, proving to be a difficult test. In the end, United did grab a point. First half for the Reds was a comfortable-ish first half, to be fair. I was surprised with our performance because I constantly got this fear that we're going to go back to where we were a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I thought first half performance was good. Shame we maybe couldn't get into the lead. Forest came out of the blocks in the second half. You could tell they felt a little bit aggrieved with a few of the decisions that were made in the first half. I think the corner kick that United scored from arguably wasn't a corner, and they felt, a few more 50-50 free kicks go against them. You could feel the crowd being up for it, and I just felt like if United could get a second goal, the wheels would fall off there quite quickly. Unfortunately, they come out the blocks very quickly in the second half, 2 quick goals, and then I'm worrying. I'm thinking, oh, here we go. United are going to have some of those old scars resurfacing again. But fortunately, we kind of found our feet again. A fantastic volley from Amad Diallo, probably United's goal of the season so far this campaign. It was an incredible strike from him on the volley. And then he had one just off the line. I think it was Murillo who put in a few good challenges towards the end, clearing one off the line when it looked like United maybe would have grabbed all 3 points. But some time not in the too distant past, United would have lost that game.
Definitely.
As soon as it goes 2-1 to Forest, we feel sorry for ourselves, 3-1, maybe even worse than that. But there seems to be a little bit of grit and determination about this team. I thought the same against Liverpool when they made it 1-1, although we had a bit of luck. I thought the same against Brighton when they made it 3-2. I thought, oh my God, we're going to drop points from being 3-0 up here. But we didn't, and we got through it. So not a bad result, even though there is that disappointment that we didn't turn it into.
Are you frustrated that it was you're 1-0 up? I thought you were controlling the game in the first half. I thought Casemiro was absolutely superb. He's been unbelievable in the last month, hasn't he? Gets that important goal, great header. Are you disappointed they got back into the game so quickly and that you couldn't have maybe won this game? And really, you're looking to put pressure on Arsenal at the top of the table. I can't believe I'm saying that. Yeah,
I mean, you always want to see, when you concede a goal, you always want to see a reaction from the team, and the reaction was where we kept giving momentum back to Forest for a couple of minutes, and then obviously they scored 2-3 minutes later. So that's the only thing I'm massively disappointed with, is that we didn't just allow it to be 1-1 for a little bit longer and found our feet and got back in, and we kind of let the crowd get into it and everything. But overall, can't complain. 10 points out of the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Forest isn't the easiest place to go, and we do have a difficult away game coming up next, although Spurs haven't been great right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just nice to see us back on our feet again.
Well, are you back on your feet? Has things changed? What has changed? Because from an outside perspective, it does. You can't deny that 10 points from 4 games in the Premier League is a class return, and it just shows you that winning games consecutively you fly up the league. So what has changed? Because it's difficult to say from an outside.
I think it's so. Look, in the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, we've won 5, lost 2, drawn 1. Those defeats against Brentford and Man City, I think the performances were shocking. Even though against Brentford, there was probably points where we could have turned it. But I think generally in those other games where the results have been more positive, the players seem to be catching up with what he wants them to do. Yes, there's been some smaller adjustments, but I think mainly it's been a continuation of, him trying to get his imprint onto this team, and you're starting to see them get things like the centre-back dropping into midfield is happening a lot more naturally now. And there's times where, all right, we will try and play it out from the back, but also we're noticing that if we go direct and you got Benjamin Sesko up there, whose link-up play with Mbeumo and Cunha has been really, really good. I was really surprised by Gary Neville's comments during the Brighton game or after the Brighton game, where he kind of went, we're still waiting for Sesko to catch up with Mbeumo and Cunha, because I think Sesko's all-round performances have been really good, and he's been linking up, although maybe today wasn't one of his best games for us, but I think he's been linking up with the front players really well. And then you've got even Ahmad and Mbeumo are building some sort of relationship down there. You've got relationships building all over the team. Andy was able to pick the same team that we played in the last game, which I don't think has happened too often.
I think it's a fair thing to say that number 9s have been pretty isolated this season, apart from Haaland, who is what he is. But in the Premier League, typically, like Gyökeres has struggled. Spurs haven't had a number 9 to speak of. João Pedro, who scored today,
an out, is he?
And has faded a little bit in recent months. But I think Sesko, is a product of that as well. And for him to be involved, and that link-up play, that triangle up the top, is crucial to everything that Amorim.
And his back-to-goal play is really good.
I think he's bringing a good player in there.
He's a handful. He's physically massive. He's a handful.
Yeah.
He's quick as well, deceptively quick.
There was a
Deceptively
moment.
got a good touch for a big man. As well.
Yeah.
Better than Hoyland.
Yes.
Oh, he's a cut above. But Hoyland's a different kind of striker. You look at him at Napoli. He's a counter-attacking striker. He likes to run into space. In the Premier League for Man United, you're not going to get that at home.
Also, let's be fair to Hoyland. Look, I think Sesko's better than him, and him going isn't an issue. I think good luck to him. I'm glad he's gone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if he had Mbumo and Cunha playing up there with him, it'd be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like last year, he had to rely on Garnacho, who we're starting to see as a bit of a bozo, and Anthony and that. Like he didn't have the supply. You know,
No.
Ahmad was in and out of the team for injury, so let's be a little bit fair to him. But I do think Sesko's better than him.
How's the keeper today for you, Lamans?
Again, I did miss a little bit of the first half, but I think first half generally was quite good. I'd need to watch the set pieces back, but I feel like the biggest issue for us in defence was Diogo Dalot. I've been a big defender of Diogo Dalot, but I think he's had an abysmal season this campaign so far, and I feel way more comfortable when Patrick Dorgu's on the pitch.
Why is he coming off the bench, Dorgu? Because I thought he was good when he came off the bench.
He's been rotating with Dalot and Dorgu. I don't know. Maybe he expected us to be in possession a little bit more in this game.
Yeah.
And Dalot does offer you something. I just think he's been really poor. Even at Anfield, he looked like he was going to give him something. At times.
But the Diallo goal was amazing. It's his first goal of the season, Diallo, and you think he scored that unbelievable goal against Manchester City in the derby last season. And the fact that he's gone so long into this campaign without scoring, I know he's not always starting football matches. It's been a tough start to the season for Man United, but what a special goal that was. Unbelievable volley.
That had a post goals locker, really.
It was scary good.
Amazing volley. And he nearly gets another one as well. I think there was a half volley that was cleared off the line by Murillo. Yeah, Amad Diallo's been great. And one of the things that worries me actually is him and Mbumo going to be going to the African Cup of Nations.
Oh.
And that's our right-hand side basically gone.
Yeah, that is going to... Well, with that in mind, then, what's sort of, based on the recent form as well, what do you expect from United this season? Like, what's a good season now in this position?
I think there's going to be a lot of points dropped in the top 4 or 5. I think aim for one of those spots and see. But
I think the way it's going...
Like if we lose against Spurs, then it's the pressures. People start talking about United being crap again.
I mean,
so it's like you got to get some consistency, and I think that's the aim for us this season, to be consistent.
But a draw's a great result. It allows that momentum to carry on. If you lose that game 2-1, it piles massive pressure onto Ruben Amorim yet again.
Yeah.
But the fact you've gone 3 wins in a row, this United side aren't going to win 4 or 5 games in a row. I'm sorry to United Strand, of course, but 3 wins in a draw away to Nottingham Forest. Who are by the way, we haven't even talked about Nottingham Forest. They're vastly improved with Sean Dyche. They really are.
A bit more organised, isn't it?
More organised. I know it's a very simple thing to say, well, he's going to park the bus or this, that and the other, but they look far more, because of the defensive unity that they've got, because they're more conservative and pragmatic, they have that flexibility, they have that freedom with Gibbs White. I thought Igor Jesus was good, even though he hasn't scored yet in this campaign for Nottingham Forest.
They're
a good side.
They've got a top 10 squad for 100%.
100%.
There's no way they should be anywhere near the bottom. Like that midfield, was it Gibbs White, and you've got
Anderson's in there.
Anderson.
It's really good.
Yeah, Douglas Luiz. The centre backs, Milenkovic is so underrated. I genuinely think he's destined for a really big club. And apologise to all Forest fans listening to this, but you were a big club once, and you're not anymore. So Milenkovic is going to.
Have you seen the state of the teams at the bottom? Forest 6 points out of 10 games. Wolves 2 points out of 10. The Burnley, Leeds, and who was it? Who else came up? Burnley, Leeds, Sunderland at the moment looking.
All right.
Looking good to stay up. They're both
Forest
5 points.
Forest will 100% get out of it. I thought West Ham would when Nuno took over from them, but it appears that there's bigger problems than we imagined. I think the off-pitch stuff at West Ham means they're going to struggle, but I think in Nuno, outside of his time at Tottenham, it's demonstrated wherever he's gone that he's a good manager and gets the right results in the end. But I think Forest are just too good. In Sean Dyche, they've got a manager that will keep them up, but the quality in that first 11 is just too good, and they won't go down.
Yeah, they've got to try and drag Leeds and Burnley into it, haven't they?
Yeah. Who have United got next? Just to wrap up this bit. Spurs away. Beyond that,
then it's international break. Then we've got
even look, I know, look, when we do any kind of early prediction, saying a draw, it's a bit boring.
Break,
but
Everton at home, Palace away, West Ham at home.
A draw's a great result against Spurs. I know it's a boring thing saying it in a kind of look towards a game in the future. It's not exciting on a podcast or a live stream, but that'd be a great draw. If you could draw that game, suddenly it's 5 undefeated. That's a great result for Man United. I think you will. You'll get something out of the game, I think.